How you doing? This is Tim with Guard Digital Marketing. So I got this video coming to you as promised. It's going to have a few simple tips and tricks you guys should be able to implement to improve some online presence and traffic to the website. So I got the homepage pulled up here, which we'll take a look at in just a second. I always like to pull up a Google search page so we can kind of go through here and look at some things, and I can explain a couple of quick things as well before moving forward. So um, what I have here typed into the Google search is what I would consider a buyer intent keyword. Now, that being a location attached to a service, right? So if somebody was living in St. Louis, they would type something very similar to this to find a company to do that work for them, right? So you could even add the Mo or Missouri to the end of this. Um, you know, roofing company, spelt that wrong, right? So you could search something like this too. They're all variations of the same kind of outlook of what somebody's looking for, but you want to have all these different keywords within your website. Okay, so this is what I consider buyer intent keywords. Now, one of the first ways to obviously get on Google is through paid ads. Now, these ones are the Google guaranteed, so trusted and verified companies through Google. They're also, of course, going to be local. So these do convert fairly highly because they're right up front and center. They get a lot of exposure and a lot of clicks, right? Next, we're going to see a typical Google ad here. So another way to pay to be right up front. These don't convert as well as these. I just think for the aspect that they don't look as enticing. I think that's the main point of it. They don't have this check mark. Now, the next thing we're going to see is the organic map pack here. So the Google map pack. These are for the Google business profiles that are fully optimized out. Google knows exactly what they do, where they do it at, and they obviously know that they do very good work as well from reviews and ratings. They're most likely going to have a ton of pictures within these that are geolocated to St. Louis as well. So it is crucial to be within here, obviously. Since this is more towards the top of the page, there's a button here that says more businesses. Almost 99% of people are never going to click that. So if they don't see you within here, they're probably not going to go digging to find you. Okay. So again, very crucial to be within here. Now, the next thing you always want to be within as well is going to be the organic listings here. Now, you're going to see some directories. That's not a big deal, but we actually do have our first three companies here that are listed organically. Okay. Let me go back to this one because I had one company pulled up already. So you can see Ferguson Roofing was positioned 2 when it came to an actual company on that other search. Now they're ranked 1, so they swapped places with St. Louis Roofing Co. So as you can see, you can rank differently for different keywords. Um, so let's go ahead. Let's dive into the homepage of the website real quick for you guys. I always like to look at a homepage for typically one main reason, and that is because Google has a sweet spot when it comes to homepages and content that is within them. So you should normally have 1,500 to 2,000 keyword or not keyword, sorry, just typical words of content, okay, on a homepage. So if we scroll through here, we can see we're a little light when it comes to that number. Now you want to be within that number because that's again Google's sweet spot, but also you can fit um, for every 150 to 200 words of that content. Typically, you're going to want to have one of these buyer intent keywords embedded within your site. So let's see if we can see one right off the bat here, just so I can show you what I mean again. So like here's one, right? that that isn't it's more of a header, but this still counts as a keyword. So this is something somebody might search for within Google to find you guys to do some roofing, right? St. Louis roofing contractor. So that's a buyer intent keyword that I'm talking about. There should be 15 or more just on the homepage alone, like that. Now, what next thing I always do is I throw the website into a paid program I use called Eris. Now, it's going to give me a quick dashboard overlook of numbers that I can obviously dive into if I had more time for the video. And I just don't want to bore you as well, because if I dive into this, it would take hours and you'd be bored. So first numbers we're going to see are a DR and a UR rating. Now, what these pertain to are trust and power ratings within Google. So the first one is for the entire domain, and then the next one in this instance is going to be for the home page. Okay. Now these are ratings out of 100, so as we can tell, relatively low. Okay, but not super low. Um, when you get into 30s and 40s for these rankings, you know you're doing very well when it comes to power with Google. You'll be within the top 10 to 20% of entire websites on all of the internet. Okay, so we definitely still need to build trust, and you do that through these backlinks and referring domains that you currently have. So you'd want to build more and of a higher quality as well. And that would really build trust quickly with Google so that you can rank for all these keywords that are within your website and obviously boost traffic up as well. So let's do a quick comparison. I pulled Ferguson Roofing up and I threw them into the same program. So we can tell right off the bat that their ratings are going to be higher. They're getting closer to that mark that I talked about between 30 and 40. Of course, you can keep going up from there, but that's when you know for sure you're doing very well. You can see the amount of backlinks and referring domains they have, almost double when it comes to the backlinks. They have a lot of keywords, so they're going to be ranking for a lot of stuff within Google. And then you can tell here that they're bringing in about 3,000 people to the website every month. So as you can tell, if you do all this stuff right, and you can do it much better than how they're doing it here, you can bring in a lot of traffic and a lot of paying clientele just in through a website. So this is the amount of traffic and type of potential that you're missing out on if you don't create a website correctly, optimize it correctly, and then bring a bunch of power to it, right? So you are missing out on quite a bit of paying clients each month. So for the sake of the video, keeping it short, you should be able to implement these tips and tricks within the video to start boosting some of that online traffic. So I'd love to hear some feedback from you. Did you guys find this video valuable or of any information to you that'll help you guys out? If not, I'd love to hear that as well. So just want to say thank you once again, and I appreciate your time today to watch the video.